Second person is Ramanujacharya. Who is that? Ramanujacharya. So this Ramanujacharya belongs to 11th century AD. 11th century AD. Actually his living period is 1017 to 1137. 1017 to 1137. Actually we have to remember he belongs to 11th century AD. Actually, he was the founder of Bhakti movement. He is the founder of Bhakti movement. Then we may get doubt. There is already Shankaracharya is there. He belongs to 8th century AD. Then why don't we call the founder of Bhakti movement? Actually, the thing is Adi Shankaracharya's living period and whole his life is very mysterious. So that the real founder of Bhakti movement is called Ramanujacharya, because he belongs to 482 BC to 450 BC. Adi Shankaracharya's living period is 482 BC to 450 BC. How many years? 32 years. So that like that they believe. Even he got so many miracles, like he got Ashtasiddhis. Ashtasiddhis means he disappear here and he appear somewhere else. Like that, so many miracles and these things he got. So that Ramanujacharya is the real founder of Bhakti movement. This is the one reason. And second reason is that his philosophy is Vishishta Advaita. Ramanujacharya's philosophy is Vishishta Advaita. What is that? Vishishta Advaita. Vishishta Advaita. Vishishta Advaita means it is a Bhakti way. Advaita of Shankaracharya's belongs to Gnana Marga. Most of the people can't follow that Advaita. And this Vishishta Advaita can follow any common person. So that he is the real founder of the Bhakti movement. Understand? And one more thing is there. Ramanujacharya mentality. How was it? Once his guru given mantra to the Ramanujacharya on his ears. You should utter this, you should follow this, then you will get purity. You will get purity, you will get knowledge, you will get strength, like that told his guru to the Ramanujacharya while telling mantra. Then immediately this Ramanujacharya climbed one of the mountain, and in the mountain there was the temple is there, and even he climbed that mountain, that temple, and he uttered loudly that mantra. Actually his guru told him that this is the mantra, you should not tell him to anyone. But he uttered that mantra loudly, so that this guru, while he come back to the guru, then this guru scolded this Ramanujacharya. Why did you do like that? Already I told you that you shouldn't tell this mantra to anyone. Then why did you do like that? Then immediately Ramanujacharya answered that if mantra is the powerful, if we follow the mantra, then we'll get power and purity and strength. Then it should be reached to the every person. isn't it? So that kind of mentality belongs to the Ramanujacharya. So that most of the people believe that the founder of Bhakti movement is Ramanujacharya. And he was born at Sri Perambadur. Sri Perambadur. Where does it? At Tamil Nadu. He was born at Sri Perambadur. Do you remember that the former Prime Minister of India called Rajiv Gandhi assassinated at Sri Perambadur only. And his gurus are Tirukkucha Nambi. Tirukkucha Nambi. One is Tirukkucha Nambi and second one is Yadava Prakasha. Yadava Prakasha. Yadava Prakasha. These are the two gurus of belongs to Ramanujacharya. And his literature, if you see his literature, he wrote Gita Bhashyam. He wrote Gita Bhashyam. Second one is Sri Bhashyam. And third one is Vedanta Sangraha. Vedanta Sangraha. And fourth one is Vedanta Deepa. Fourth one is Vedanta Deepa. And fifth one is Vedanta Tattva Sara. Okay. Gita Bhashya, Sri Bhashya, Vedanta Sangraha, Vedanta Deepa and Vedanta Tattva Sara. These are the books written by the Ramanujacharya. Bhashya means only commentary on Gita. Sri Bhashya means commentary on, I think, Brahma Sutras called Sri Bhashya. And the Chola king was there, Kulottanga Chola. Kulottanga Chola. This Kulottanga Chola punished Ramanujacharya. Isn't it? Why? Because all Chola kings belongs to the Shaivism and Ramanujacharya belongs to Vaishnavism. So that he punished Ramanujacharya. One movie is there called Dashavatara, Kamala Hassan movie. In that all this situation we can found there. So Kulottanga Chola punished Ramanujacharya. Then immediately Ramanujacharya ran away from the Tamil Nadu and he settled down at Hoysala King's Court. Hoysala King Court. Who is that king? Bittiga Vishnuvardhana. Bittiga Vishnuvardhana. Then he ran away to the Hoysala Bittiga Vishnuvardhana courts and settled down there only. And he propagated his philosophy Visishta Advaita from the Pandaripur. What is that? Pandaripur. He propagated his philosophy Visishta Advaita from the center of Pandaripura. And the third person is there, famous personality, that is called Madhvacharya. Who is that? Madhvacharya. And this Madhvacharya belongs to 13th century AD. 13th century AD. And he was born at Udupi. He was born at Udupi. Where does it Udupi? At Karnataka. Udupi hotels are there, very famous all over the India. And his philosophy is Dvaita. His philosophy is Dvaita. Dvaita means dualism. Dvaita means dualism. Advaita means non-dualism. Dualism means devotee and God. Dualism means devotee and God. We have to pray to the God to get enlightenment. That is called dualism. Isn't it? Non-dualism means there is no God, there is no bhakta, no devotee, only one only. I am only God, aham brahmasmi, or else sarvasya chaham rusanni Vishnu, called Advaita. That is belongs to the Adi Shankaracharya. And he got a title, Madhvacharya got a title called Purna Prajna. Purna Prajna. And he has a group of disciples called Dasa Kuta. Dasa Kuta. So Dasa Kuta disciples belongs to the Madhvacharya. And fourth person is there. And fourth person is there called Nimbarka. Who is that? Nimbarka. And this Nimbarka belongs to 13th and 14th century AD. 13th and 14th century AD. And this Nimbarka belongs to the Telugu Brahman family. Telugu Brahman family. And his philosophy is Dvaita Advaita. What is that? Dvaita and Advaita. Understand? Dvaita and Advaita. Dvaita belongs to Madhvacharya. Advaita belongs to Adi Shankaracharya. And Dvaita plus Advaita, Dvaita Advaita philosophy belongs to the Nimbarka. You have to remember this one. And he written famous book called Vedanta Parijata Saurabham. What is that? Vedanta Parijata Saurabham. Vedanta Parijata Saurabham, written by the Nimbarka. Vedanta Sara, Vedanta Deepa, Vedanta Tattvasara, all this written by the Ramanujacharya, but Vedanta Parijata Saurabham written by the Nimbarka. Actually, he belongs to Telugu Brahman family, but he settled down at Madura. Where? He settled down at Madura. And fifth person is Vallabhacharya. Who is that? Vallabhacharya. And Vallabhacharya also belongs to the Telugu Brahman family. He also belongs to Telugu Brahman family. But he settled down at Varanasi. He settled down next to Varanasi or Benares. And he also belongs to Telugu Brahman family, but he settled down at Madura. So, Vallabhacharya is a very famous personality. He belongs to 15th and 16th century AD. 15th and 16th century AD. And his philosophy is Shuddha Advaita. Shuddha Advaita. Shuddha Advaita means pure non-dualism. Pure non-dualism. Pure non-dualism called Shuddha Advaita. Shuddha Advaita belongs to the Vallabhacharya. And Pushti Marga. What is that? Pushti Marga. Pushti Marga belongs to Vallabhacharya. Even I can explain what is Pushti Marga, what is Shuddha Advaita. It is going to be very vast and you need not to discuss here because it is a competitive class, but so that we should not discuss more about this kind of things. Okay. So Pushti Marga belongs to Vallabhacharya. Shuddha Advaita belongs to Vallabhacharya. That much you need to remember. And Ashtacha. There is a 8 disciples of Vallabhacharya called Ashta. Ashta means 8. Ashtacha means 8 disciples of Vallabhacharya. And once he visited Sri Krishna Devaraya. Once he visited Sri Krishna Devaraya. Sri Krishna Devaraya court. Once he visited Sri Krishna Devaraya court, and there he defeated Vyasaraya. Vyasa. He defeated Vyasa there, and he got so many offerings from the Sri Krishna Devaraya. And his son is there. One of his son is there called Vittalanatha. Who is that? Vittalanatha. Vallabhacharya's son is called Vittalanatha. Why I am telling Vittalanatha? Because he is one of the book is very famous. That is called Vaishnav Ki Varta. What is that? Vaishnav Ki Varta. Vaishnav Ki Varta is written by Vittalanatha, and this Vittalanatha is a son of Vallabhacharya. So these are the things. These are all belongs to the South Indians saints. South Indians Bhakti saints. And after that we should discuss about the Maratha saints, Maharashtra Sant. And after that we have to see the north side, Ramananda and Ekanath, so many, not Ekanatha, Kabir and all those we have to see. So these are the South Indians of Bhakti saints.